Hello, my name is Ty Bach, and today I'm going to be doing a speech to support some individual arguments about pro-anti-vaccination. Even though I support vaccination, I thought it would be interesting to look at the other side. And so, this is my speech. As we all know, vaccines are considered one of the best ways to fight off and prevent diseases. In vaccines, the human race has been able to cure widespread epidemics, such as polio, smallpox, and even varicella. However, why do we use vaccines? It's because they work, and they're easier to make than the actual cure. That's just a fact. But did you know that there is a group of people out there who despise vaccinations, even though they've been proven to work? As on the vaccination side, such as the Human Health and Services Government Department, claim that vaccines are safe and effective because vaccines are given to millions of healthy people, including children, to prevent serious diseases that are held in very high safety standards, which is true. Well, I'm going to try to make a case to help support some of the individual arguments, even though I'm pro-vaccination. One of the things that intrigued me is that why these people would make such an effort to fight vaccinations, although they've been proven to work. The thing is, the reason why they fight them a lot is because a lot of people think it goes against their rights to be forced to take vaccinations. You're forced to take vaccinations if you want to get into public school, if you want to get into any public school system, which is true. In even most private school systems, you're forced to take vaccines. The government forces you pretty much to buy these. They claim it's against their First Amendment rights to force someone in doing something they wouldn't want to do. Many people have religions that oppose the idea. Many people believe that that their rights are being afflicted because they're being forced to take these vaccinations. And that's made me think, if I was forced to do something that I didn't want to do, I would kind of rebel too. You can't really help it. If you don't really want to do something, I agree. If you don't want to do something you don't want to do, you shouldn't really do it. Even it's your choice. So, another reason that the anti-vax people don't support it is that there's a lot of vaccines that require you to get into like a public school system that are actually not really required anymore. And a good example of that is the polio vaccine was officially eradicated in 1998. Why are people forced to take a vaccine that is no longer required? But the funny thing is, we're forced to take it. That's crazy, don't you think? Also, people who've contracted like HIV can get sick or even die from vaccinations, which, if you're thinking about healthy people, yeah, but all the sick people too, you gotta conclude everyone in this argument. So, though vaccinations do work and they're highly effective, there is a small chance you can actually contract the disease. There's a very slim, and it probably won't happen, but there's still a chance. As Vivian Chow says, though gaining an illness is quite rare, when getting vaccinated, it can still happen. This event has bolstered the anti-vax movement and has gained a massive following due to rumors and instances where someone accidentally gets sick, supporting the argument, gets sick. Supporting my argument for the pro-activation side, though vaccines have actually been good for the world, it really is every vaccination really needed? Why do we have the polio vaccine if there's no polio? The expense is enormous for people paying the medical staff for their items, for the vaccines. Vaccines are not cheap, they're expensive. Though vaccines do save people, shouldn't we use them more effectively? And when I say use them more effectively, I mean administer them more effectively. People get taken advantage of through the cost of vaccines. Why shouldn't we make it cheaper? Yoni Blum says, In the past, pharmaceutical companies have attributed the high prices to innovation, arguing if improved drugs are naturally more expensive. It suggests that largely costs have gone up because companies are raising the price their drugs are available. Because drug companies keep on raising the price, it gets more and more expensive, and people are no longer able to afford vaccines that are actually needed. Though I do support vaccination, I don't support the way that it's been going, and I don't support the price increase because that's not really fair. Because of this, the anti-vax people, there's a lot of anti-vax people who don't really support the far right anti-vax movement, like super like anti-vax. They just think that things should change, and I think I kind of have to agree with that. It's not fair that we have to keep on taking vaccines that we have to pay money for to get into like a public school system that are no longer required. We're only doing that because companies are making money off of it. It's not fair that people who, even though I agree with vaccination, people who don't agree with it can't go to public school systems and because they didn't want to get vaccinated. People with different religions don't agree with it, and they're not allowed to go to certain governmental things, and it's just kind of a bummer for everyone. I think that we should change the way we think of vaccinations. My name is Ty Botkin, and this is my speech.